Happy week of Thanksgiving, one of the most stressful weeks of the year. So let's smudge and shift that up. So, hello, welcome, beautiful souls. How can we create the most calm, peaceful, loving Thanksgiving that you've ever experienced? How can that be possible? Especially when on top of the stress of traveling, hi Monica, on top of the stress, so I'm talking about how stressful this week is for some folks and how we can come to calm and peace and standing our ground. On top of the normal stuff that goes on in families when you get together and you really have grown and evolved beyond where you were then. And it's not a right or wrong, good or bad. We just grow beyond where we were when we were in our personal, intimate families. And then showing up authentically at Thanksgiving, being all you, is sometimes a little unnerving for people who've stayed stuck, really. They're old, doing the old traditions. They are they're not moving forward in the same path that you are. And so there's this angst that happens. There's this conflict because everyone thinks they need to be right. So let's shake that up. On account of what's personally right for you may not be what's personally right for me. And when I can come to a place of being at peace with my own way of giving thanks, with my own evolution, with my own path, when I'm at peace with that, then that reverberation goes out there and no one messes with you. Because you own who you are authentically. Yes, Thanksgiving with all the animals. The four-legged as opposed to the two-legged. All right. Well, I'm here to bust the idea that it has to be like that. Because when we're at peace in ourselves about who we are, hi Meg, then it honestly doesn't matter anyone else's opinion of us on account of we can only know our own truth. We can't know the truth of the person sitting right next to us. Yeah. And you'll find that, your vibration, your frequency, if you're doing this drumming with me, I said to someone, I want to be a shiny object. I want to create that, hi Elma, so that this vibration, it goes out and it's attractive. It attracts more and more people who want to be at a higher frequency. Well, not everyone is, it's not for everybody, it's just not. And so when we come to be at peace with ourselves, then whatever anybody else is doing is just whatever they're doing. Now, you don't have to be there. You don't have to play in that playground. But if you happen to be there, it's only a matter of attitude to shift it up to fun. So here's my thing. Hey, Kay, my thing is I need to have fun. That's my bottom line, my non-negotiable. So if I find myself doing something and it isn't fun, I change my attitude. That's 100% responsibility. No one else is going to make you happy. They're going to try, but there's always going to be a little something. So let's give thanks that if we find ourselves somewhere and is in fun, we can bring up this attitude of compassion and love. We don't have to get into the fray. 1 second, I got to get my drum. We do not need to convert, convince, cajole. Oh, yep, I do have a beater. So it's not our job. Our job is to radiate love, peace, and understanding. So you got to understand yourself first. Got to know, who am I? The best thing that you can adopt as who you are is love. Just go, I'm love. And then every step you take, I'm love. I'm love. You're disappointed, I'm love. You're angry, I'm love. And when that's your mantra, be danged if good things don't come flying your way. This Thanksgiving, be thankful first of all for yourself, that you are on a path, a spiritual path, a path of pleasure, a path of joy. All those words for love. This is the path that you've put your foot on. And when you take a step and that vibe isn't there, well, you know how to give it. So, in this most stressful week of the year, let's just beam up some more love. Last week, we sent it out to all the hospitals. Well, one of the things that happens around Thanksgiving is a lot of imbibing of spirits, imbibing to drink. So let's send our high love vibration to the wineries, to the breweries, to all those places where they make liquid intoxicants. And let's send our love there, so that sometimes when we imbibe a little too much, too quick, especially when we're stressed. It's so easy to just have another glass of wine and listen to the craziness. But when we have influenced that wine, that beer, that whiskey, that whatever else with love, then maybe what you'll find is that a sip reminds you who you are. And then there's the turkeys. So there's a Native American story about the turkey. The turkey is the great giveaway. They said yes to participating in Thanksgiving. They gave their life so we can continue ours. That is always my blessing on my food. I give thanks for all the beings who are willing to give their life so I can continue mine. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no difference between a bean and a beef. So I thank them all, because without them, I wouldn't be standing here. So bless the beings who give their lives for you. Send out blessings right now, today, to all of those people who are going to gather with you at Thanksgiving. Send them the high vibe of love. travel easy, to be gentle on themselves and on you. Let this be a Thanksgiving of no judgment, no conflict. And guess what? We have 4 days to do it. So, anytime you pick up your drum in the next few days, just drum love to all the families who are gathering, to all the people jumping on planes, that everyone has grace and ease. And imagine, if you will, that everyone, all 8 billion-ish of us, is bathed in golden white light of love. One thing that you can do this week to prepare. Well, I just gave you a little tip about the golden white light of love. When you walk with that around you, when you envision that, nothing comes through but your highest and best or better. So if something comes and it catches you a little sideways, let's just call it that, then what you want to do is just remember that you're a drummer. Remember that you bring light and love. Remember who you are. And that no matter what, you are a being of light. Some folks have the belief that they're angels. Some folks have the belief that they're healers. Some folks are teachers. Some folks are criminals. And we're just going to love them all and give thanks for the roles that they play. And as we evolve in these next few years, let's evolve into beings of compassion, gratitude, laughter, and love. Let's be unconditional, and let's start first with ourselves. When we don't judge ourselves so harshly, we tend not to judge others harshly either. So come to love in yourself. It's not arrogant, it's not selfish, it's necessary. But you know what? You were taught that it wasn't a good thing. And you know, maybe for that generation, that was the truth. But it doesn't need to be the truth for you. As a matter of fact, we can decide to be however we choose. And if you're not how you choose to be, then choose to be different. I mean, change is not difficult. It's merely a decision. You know, giving gratitude isn't difficult. It's a decision. You wake up in the morning grateful for your life. It's just a deciding. It's no more difficult than deciding to drink coffee or not to drink coffee. But we make certain things special. You know, we shapeshift our whole entire life. The core shifts too. Our core values are different at 18. Hi, Tina. Than they are at 35, 40, 60, 70. The values change. And so why wouldn't you? You know, you want to live out of your 16-year-old self? Yikes. But you know what the cool, hey Hector, you know what the really cool thing is? You can decide to do anything you want. Anything you want. I quit my job because I decided to. No one said to me, oh, Sheila, that's a really good idea. They were like, wow. But I had done my service there. I learned everything I could. My soul was ready to move on. Yes, let's make it happy Thanksgiving. Start now. Send out golden white light of love to everyone who's going to join you. To everyone who's traveling. Let's just send it out to everyone. That just makes it easy, doesn't it? Then you don't have to segment, oh, these people and those people and that people there. You just get to blast everybody and be a blast while you're doing it. Have fun. So I have an invitation for you. When you're prepared, then you have even more choices. And ahead of time, we do this thing called rehearsing. We know that Aunt so-and-so is going to be there, and last time it was a little touch and go, you know, and so we start ahead of time having conversations in our head with invisible people. Well, they're real people, but they're not there. So we have all these conversations with Aunt, I'll call her Betty, with Aunt Betty. And you know, she's a tough old cookie. She just doesn't see things the way you do. And the conversations never quite go the way you want. Well, let's send Aunt Betty a whole lot of love. And then let's just keep her going, because just because the drum beat stops doesn't mean the love has to stop. So you keep on doing that. There is Aunt Betty getting all this love for all these days. She shows up and she's different. She's a little more mellow. She's a little more friendly. She's a little more loving. And you know why? Because you poured love all over, just like syrup on pancakes. So if you're having trouble with somebody, just pour maple syrup love all over them, just like a pancake. And when you do it with lightness of being and you're playful about it, things shift so much more easily. They do so for you as well. All right, let's get some drumming done. I just want to show you a couple of my representations of my spirit guides. So first of all, I'm going to, I'm going to grab a drum. Now, years and years and years ago, decades ago, I got moose. So see this little guy right here? This is my representation of moose. The thing about shamanism is it has a lot of absurdity to it. This reminds me of my very first journey ever. And look on his little foot. Yeah, Canada. And under here, I thought I would trim this up for him this morning, but he told me to leave it alone because it's his goatee. So there you go. So my very first journey ever. And he reminds me of the power and the wisdom in that. I still walk with the memory of this journey. And the beautiful, awesome thing is that he reminds me of that. So this is my moose. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to the goddess Athena because I was doing a workshop with Marnie Makadaklis. She's amazing. She does art. You just go through these amazing processes. And we were getting a warrior goddess who's standing next to me, and Athena came boom like that, and I was like, wow, she's a big goddess. So I needed to find a representation of her. So I went out, I looked, and look what I came up with. Isn't she gorgeous? She's so lovely. So this is my goddess Athena. And the other day, she was sitting over there on the shelf, and she wanted to go. She's like, I need to go out. So she sits in the passenger seat. She sits way up there, and she looks around as I drive around. These things remind you of the power that you have. They're just ways of representing shamanic journeys that I had decades ago, and then maybe 7 years ago. So these symbols, yes, thanks for all the love. These symbols just remind you. So it doesn't have to be in your mind all of the time. You can look and the memory is there. It pulls it forward. That's why we have lots of things around our house to remind us. We have pictures of our ancestors. We have pictures of other things. It reminds us of who we are. So remember who you are. Give thanks above all else for you, and then spread that thanks around. All right, so let's energize our hands. Make sure you have enough space. All right, put your hands on your heart. Okay, touch yourself. Nice. Take a nice deep breath. Feel your breath in your chest. Oh, thank you for all that love. And now we're just going to open fully to give, accept, and receive all that the universe has for us. One more time. I open fully to give it away, give it away, give it away. Accept big bowls in your hands and receive, put it in your heart. All that the universe has for me. One more time. I open fully to give, accept, scoop it in, and receive all that the universe has for me. Namaste, aho, bliss, and just in case no one has told you so far today, you are amazing. All right, everyone. So start sending that golden white light out there and just love everybody. Why not? And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.